Welcome back to the Bako Motorsports Power Hour. I'm Louis Amestoy, and we have a short segment here for you with Steve Hughes. Stevie Hughes, as Mr. Scott Cox says, is on vacation today. So we will got to give you an update of what's going on there at KCRP. They're actually dark here. This is their schedule here. The 22nd, they'll be back on the dirt track with A mods, B mods, the Great Mod Light class, and Mini Dwarfs. That's on Friday, July 22nd. And then on Saturday, July 23rd, the Wheeling Engineering Night at the races. July 30th, Saturday Night Racing, NASCAR style. We'll be back there. So that's their next 2 weeks. Steve Hughes on vacation this week. You've been out to KCRP on a couple of occasions. Jeff Evans, what do you think about that facility?
You know, it's having it pop up, you know, and the idea that, you know, what they had to do they started to build a track, and then they had financial issues and had to shut the building down for several years and then pick it back up, and just they got the thing going. And they need a track. They needed a track, especially with Mason Rins, you know, basically being forced to shutter its doors.
Yeah.
You know, basically not through any choosing of theirs, but, you know, they knew they weren't going to get their use permit extended, and they were going to, you know, basically be hung out to dry. So which is really unfortunate. That track had such and it's a lot of us, I understand complaints from residents out there, and it's like, okay, you buy a house and there's a racetrack nearby, and it's not like it's all the time, but of course I'm not living out there either. Maybe I'm a little not being sensitive, but I always thought you kind of know what you're getting into. It's like if you have a home within shouting distance of a racetrack, there might be times it's a little loud, you know.
Right.
But then pressure on the county, and the next thing you know, they weren't going to get their use permit extended, and you know, so then it took a few years to get this one off the ground, and hopefully it'll succeed. I know they're having, you know, sometimes the car counts are low out there, and hopefully it will succeed in time, because we do need a kind of facility.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we have the best of all worlds here. You know, with this great track at KCRP, you have two historic tracks. You have so many great racing events. You want to see KCRP be successful. You want to see Bakersfield Speedway be successful. You want to see Famosa be successful. I mean, because if you're a sports fan like I am, who just loves sports in general, you want to see those places thrive and be successful, because you know what? It's fun to go out and cover that stuff.
Well, it's more, and there's other options as our community grows.
Yeah.
There's more options for the sporting interest. Whether you want to go out and there's high school events, you know, 9 months of the year that are phenomenal events. You've got the racing, you know, is going on about 9, 10 months of the year. You know, what's going on at the two colleges in town. There's, you know, it'd be nice if they got a baseball stadium in this town, which is clearly not going to happen. But, you know, there's just more options that you have. You know, having Rabobank Arena provides a lot of things you can do as well, and that we did not have prior to that arena being put together. So, you know, our town is taking strides this way, and it's just taking, you know, sometimes it's baby steps. Sometimes you want to see more from a sports perspective. But we do actually, for a town our size, I think we have a pretty good selection of things.
Absolutely. We absolutely do. It sounds great. Well, listen, we're going to take a break. We're going to close out the show here, because Steve Hughes will be back next week, and we'll talk more about what's going on there and get a look at their point standings and all the results that have happened for the last few months. Griffith will hopefully be back. We'll talk all area team after that. And have a great weekend. Jeff, thanks for joining me.
You betcha.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.